and welcome again to the Writer Review. This is Eric Writer, and this week we're going to be taking a look back at the 2017 fantasy adventure comedy titled Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Now, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle runs for 1 hour and 59 minutes long. It is directed by Jake Kasdan, who is, of course, the son of filmmaking legend Lawrence Kasdan. It is produced by Matt Tomek and William Titler. The script was written by Chris McKenna, Eric Summers, Scott Rosenberg, and Jeff Pinkner. The story was written by Chris McKenna, and it is based off of the popular game Jumanji by Chris Van Allsburg. The score was done by Henry Jackman, the cinematography by Jula Pado, and it was edited by Mark Helfrich and Steve Edwards. And the stars of the movie are Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Kevin Hart, Karen Gillan, Jack Black, Alex Wolff, Serdarius Blain, Morgan Turner, and Madison Iseman. Also rounding up the cast includes Mason Guccione, Nick Jonas, Colin Hanks, Bobby Cannavale, Rhys, Darby, Marin Hinkle, Mark Evan Jackson, and Missy Pyle. It has been over 2 decades since Robin Williams graced the screen in the original 1995 film Jumanji. Cut to 22 years later, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle was released, and regardless if you refer to it as a reboot or a sequel, make no denial about it. This movie stands alone from the original version. In the opening scenes, we have an homage to the 1985 John Hughes directed film The Breakfast Club scenario, where 4 teenagers, the introverted brain Spencer Gilpin, played by Alex Wolff, the jock Anthony the Fridge Johnson, played by Serdarius Blain, the popular girl Bethany Walker, played by Madison Iseman, and the insecure Martha Capley, played by Morgan Turner, all take part in a video game they discovered while serving detention after school. Of course, the video game was once a board game in the original Jumanji, but I guess they kind of had a little bit of an upgrade. However, once they proceed to play, they literally become the avatars that they have chosen for themselves. Spencer now has become Dr. Smolder Bravestone, played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, an archaeologist with muscles. Fridge has now become zoologist Franklin Finbar, played by Kevin Hart. Martha has become Ruby Roundhouse, played by Karen Gillan, as a sexy but lethal warrior. And playing for comical laughter, Bethany has become Dr. Shelley Oberon, played by Jack Black, a frumpy, middle-aged explorer. Jack Black he truly nailed his performance and provided some of the best comedy delivered in this movie. So while completely puzzled by their new transformations, they soon realizes that to return to civilization, they have to play the game, complete the game, or they will likely be stuck in the game or possibly be killed. Written under the direction of Jay Kasdan and written by Chris McKenna, Jeff Pinkner, Eric Summers, and Scott Rosenberg, this movie may have upgraded from the previous installment of the animated series in the 1990s. This movie delivers nothing original in terms of new twists and is just a recycled rehash of the series and other adventure-themed movies. So it's like, if you've seen one, you may have possibly seen them all. So it really makes really little difference. I mean, I'm not trying to be passive-aggressive in any way, shape, or form. But it just doesn't have that original twist like in the original Jumanji movie from 1995. And sure, this reboot might be more family-friendly and predictable from its predecessor. Kasdan has accomplished making this movie more enjoyable and fun to watch, even though it's still, albeit, watered down quite a bit. Like a video game character, he, she, or they have to endure on newer, more complicated challenges to advanced levels, and in this movie, each stage in their mission is so exciting, even the audience can get involved to the production quality that's tantalizing and energetic. Many fans that watched the original installment were doubting that this newer version, after it was announced in 2015, that a newer version could be released. Well, actually, it did. I think around September of 2019, they had, of course, Jumanji: The Next Level, which is something I hope that it will be just as good and effective as Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. And it would be good to see the whole gang back. Many fans have watched the original installment, were doubting this newer version after it was announced in 2015 that a newer version would be released. They all assumed that Sony Pictures was just making this film just to cash in on a successful movie. But we all know that wasn't true. You know, I think this one kind of stands on its own legs. You know, personally, I think this one stands on its own and doesn't need to be dependent on the original 1995 Jumanji. And I think if Robin Williams was alive today, he would probably be rolling in his grave with utter delight. You know, I think Kasdan did this movie proud. So it wasn't just, you know, a cash-in from a very popular movie in the mid-90s. I think it's really well executed. The direction was good. I was kind of a bit worried that the script, because it had too many writers, that they would all just cram their ideas in one. But Fortunately, that didn't happen. Or if it was, the editing really weaved it together very well. So, even though they were worried about milking in the money just to upstage a popular movie that came out in the 90s, I think this movie did a great justice in paying tribute to the legendary Robin Williams, who died in 2014. If it wasn't for Williams, this continuation, I should say, would have never been made. But Kasdan did the rightful choice in making Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson the leading character, who over the years has established himself as a top action star who can offer light comedic touches to his scenes. As Smolder, he possesses wits, muscle, and leadership in this game for survival. The other thing Johnson possesses is the wonderful chemistry he has among his co-stars. Reprising the love-hate relationship he had with Kevin Hart from Central Intelligence, they seem natural when they have altercations with each other. It just flowed by naturally. Jack Black, like I mentioned earlier before, provides the most comedic moments here and makes every moment a special one. But the most valuable character must go to Karen Gillan, who, even though she's the token woman hero in this flick, her scenes focus on her fighting style and takes her character role very seriously as a prominent character. Nick Jonas also has a supporting role as the missing child, Alex Verbeek, whose avatar's name is C. Blain McDonough, who speaks in pop culture terms like he's living in 1996. You know, next thing you know, he'll show us your Pog collection. You remember those? Oh, and the Spice Girls broke up. Grunge is dead. Or either that or just not the same anymore. Just trying to keep you up to date, Seaplane. If there was any weaknesses in this movie, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, is the villain named Van Pelt, played by Bobby Cannavale, who lacks in adding dimension to his antagonistic ways. Just like in a lot of action-adventure superhero stuff, it seems that the villains seem to be very underdeveloped. And I just wish that the villains could have more depth to their character, but you just don't find it here. The same could be said for a lot of other superhero, action, sci-fi, fantasy, adventure films, where the villains are one-dimensional, underdeveloped, and nothing to really, truly invest in. It's all about the protagonists and very little to nothing about the antagonists. And they're supposed to play a more pivotal role in any movie that has a fight between good versus evil and the quest for survival. Which is a shame because Cannavale is a very good actor. He's been in a lot of great performances, but he just lacks in this movie because he's given very little to do. In addition to that, his role is just padded on to go with the flow of the movie because a movie of this caliber needs a villain. Something to push the protagonists away from achieving their goal. That's basically what his purpose is in this movie. I just wanted him to be better represented. And sure, it's lighter and more CGI dependent than its 1995 cohort. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle provides the essential entertainment to keep the viewers in contempt. And though the characters depicted in the film are distant to each other at first, after the movie is over, they start to bond with each other. It's mostly due to the wonderful charisma of the cast, which makes everything possible. So, in spite of all the minor weaknesses, definitely the good outweighs the bad in this movie. It's a very good, solid adventure story. A nice follow-up to the original 1995 Jumanji. The direction was good. The script was good. I just wish the villain was a little more better represented. But I highly recommend this movie. So if I was to give this a scale out of 10, I would give Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle a 7. So I guess this ends my writer review. Thank you all for listening in. If you should leave a comment, please go ahead. If you should subscribe to my channel, please feel free to do so. But just remember the 3 simple rules. Be kind, be courteous, and please refrain from any rude comments. And I'll be back again with another movie review. So until next time, this is Eric Ryder saying, keep watching those movies, and I'll see you around. Goodbye.